it's going to be tricky, I feel like, for Showmaker to play on the Orianna, but I think if you fall behind, it's going to be very hard, and it also means that D plus Kia kind of feel a little bit better about taking that Karma first and leaving the AD carry pick, because they decide, you know, even though Sivir has a spell shield, they'd much rather have the Ezreal who has that arcane shift in the situation, that extra mobility going to give them that extra level of safety, because they don't need like the hyper carry level of DPS on the Sivir. They just need an AD carry who's going to survive. Still can't engage if someone's isolated. We'll see how it plays out.
As it did manage to land the first Mantra Q.
Yep, Lehen's getting some good poke back though. It's not a fun lane for the Nico. This is one of the things is that
his first game on this champion in that loss streak is Calyx might just be dead. Showmaker holds onto his flash, says you can live, but just know that this is my lane. Aiming continuously, getting these Inspire shields as Gideon looking for an angle towards Showmaker. The flash does come on through for the backflip landed, and it's first blood over to Gideon. And Chelly kind of starting to get his wish.
Yep.
The Ezreal feeling pretty good as a result of all of this movement. Level 6 now gained for Calyx, and he's beginning that all in. Finds the backflip, and there it is! The perfect execution comes down, but it's a 1-for-1 in the end.
Here's the solo kill, and I'm going to be honest, for D+, getting the counter kill from Lucid is about as good as you can hope from this situation, but this is seeing the impact. The level 6 hit first, the no flash from Showmaker, and Calyx plays it perfectly, hits everything.
Yeah.
But the fact Lucid was there, stop in this game so far. Speaking of which...
Yeah, there's the public execution now as Kingen doing a fair bit of work towards Jiu. We have a Pantheon coming down as well, so Jiu knows that he's dead. And he's just going to try and wander his way out. Flash, oh my god, that was so cute! I don't think it's going to work, but man, that was cute. He bought so much time. Look at all that time that he bought with that flash. Don't tell me what the hindsight would say, okay? Don't tell me about it. Lehen's going to try and be a bit sneaky here. Count your minions, ladies and gentlemen, and the answer is they don't need to because they're not there.
Dragon's gone anyway. Chemtech Dragon being the first one, pretty valuable for Nongshim, given that it means they're not getting a Chemtech Soul.
Oh, count your minions.
Showmaker.
Count your minions. As Showmaker did not count the minions.
Okay, that one's got to be a little sus. What is that minion doing? That minion just placed a control ward? I'm a little suspicious.
Yeah, I think he almost kind of had him there. And Lucid going to take his opportunity to head over and grab this dragon as well, catching them on a reset. Gideon going to be moving towards the top side to see whether or not he can maybe put pressure on this Herald. The crab is there, but he decides instead he is once again going to try and kill this Rumble. The Equalizer gets a lot of value, but unfortunately not quite enough. As the redemption came through.
Just to grab that kill with the ultimate, slide in. He is pretty low now, though. And Shield doesn't have TP, though, and this does go down pretty quick, so I think they should be able to get this and get out.
Yeah, they're going to do a lot of damage, yeah. Beryl is just caught napping. They did just have vision. They did, he did know. He got the memo. He ignored the memo.
Oh, right.
You know, because sometimes it's about which... This memo as well is, that would have been a good one for aiming to get, but the Cataclysm comes down. Kingen has to flash. Dash not quite enough there as he gets a nice little knock up. And now going to get a crash onto this outer turret in the mid lane. That is going to go down very, very low as Calyx is moving over. Gideon goes in, but there's the public execution. Pop Blossom connects on everyone, and down goes aiming. The Equalizer is in. It's a lot of AoE, as now Shiu looking for Gio on the side, and the Cataclysm's going to lock him up. Now Lucid trying to get himself out of there. Shiu is just a monster, and he burns King into the ground. That one felt personal, ladies and gentlemen, as DK fight back. Why are you fighting? Well, Kingen going to face check here, as he's not necessarily one to be too worried about the job, and however, Beryl is going to put him on a leash, and even with all the shields, he's still going to go down. Gideon going to be put into the Cataclysm as well, and one after the other, Nongshim are falling apart.
And this is kind of what happens when Nongshim don't get that clean engage. Two members just caught out by D+. Not there for the fight, not coordinating. The second dragon picked up for D+, and that building up a bit of a gold lead. They should just be able to take the Arakan here as well.
Oh man, that's feats of strength first up. The insane thing is that Shiu has a gold lead.
There's a tower right there.
And the Arakan is now gone, and there's a tower, and they're teleporting it. Well, the Hens was on the flank. But he's not anymore. Pop Blossom is going to connect onto Lucid. Let's see whether that is going to be able to do anything, and the answer is no, as aiming kind of a one-man wrecking crew right now as Kingen behind the turret, but that was desperation, and I don't know what they were trying to achieve. Grub's going to make sure that that is going to happen as Xiu, he got the memo. He was standing so far back, but still the public execution going to come on through. Gideon takes a lot of damage as Xiu didn't have an arm gun. He's not dead! And Showmaker's able to turn up, and the barrel redemption! As he lands it this time to pick up the kill. Valkyrie is going to be used. Beryl going to take the Akali for a walk as aiming now going to find him. My God, the damage. He goes golden as Lahens feels like he may have found the angle. We'll see whether he has as Calix goes into the Shroud. Perfect execution to take down aiming as Calix gets back to the Shroud and then just gets unceremoniously burnt to death by Xiu on the drive-by. Beryl also somehow surviving, and you know things are going wrong when Beryl is unable to die in a fight. As now Kingen trying to dash his way out. That's a decent stun though, as the equalizer comes through, but not really doing too much as Xiu gonna have to flash to get out of the way of Kingen. And Showmaker, the raid boss himself, is going to show up, and Xiu does not stand a chance. And at this point, they're just kind of making fools of them. And it was good aggro control on the other side for DK, you know, understanding, oh, I'm the target now, get me the heck out of there, you know? As now DK looking for another engage angle as Lahens is gonna find the Pop Blossom, but the Cataclysm going to hold him in place. And aiming does get assassinated once again. And Xiu trying to do what he can as well on the other side. Nongshim actually finding a lot of power here as Lucid and Showmaker, the sort of last bastion of hope on the DK side. Nongshim getting some decent damage onto the jungler is going to be important. Tanglebub's barely missing onto aiming here as Grand Starfall comes in. Gideon pretty far ahead of his team, but they have the public execution. Aiming flashes away though. He's got the shielding, and it's the two-man shockwave here as well to keep Nongshim at bay. Lucid now looking for that angle, finds an equalizer from downtown. Xiu has one of his own. He gets to throw out, and that is going to get them to safety. DK still on the prowl though, looking for an opportunity as Beryl going to take Lahens for a walk. Does get the snare, and now aiming able to follow up really nicely still. Lucid goes way too far forward.
Oh, the Akali's on the flank.
100% kill contribution on this Akali.
Oh, they got him!
As I say it, he is going to get picked off. Does go into stasis here, but I don't think he's getting out. There it is. It's Gideon that locks down the kill and may have stopped the Baron because Lucid has made his way back, but still, that is a huge shutdown.
Now for Dragon.
Yep, Lahens looking for a Pop Blossom. Arcane Shift does get aiming out of dodge, but Beryl is still going to be dead. Cataclysm comes through though, and aiming is free hitting. Even the mystic shots in the Shroud are landing as aiming full health still. And Nongshim gonna have to try and limp their way out.
5 seconds on Showmaker with TP.
Yep,
and stole for D+.
And D+ are in their comfort zone. Beryl, it's going down very, very low. Kingen trying to deal with aiming, but he's just not able to. They've got vision. Public execution just to get him out of the way of the Ezreal. As one lone Ocean Dragon is going to be picked up. Xiu goes golden as well. As the Shockwave doesn't do too much. Still Gideon taking so much damage. Aiming and Showmaker both still alive. Xiu not so much. And down they all go. Calix is still there. Lahens has indeed respawned. But I just don't know whether Calix can be the kind of hero they need right now. He's going to need to do something absolutely unbelievable. Disappearing is normally pretty cool, but they need a little more than that.
Yeah, unfortunately for Nongshim, with those extra deaths, it does mean D+ able to get the Baron. As you said, they just picked up a second Dragon, not really that meaningful. They deny the soul, not a big boon for them, and D+ will be able to pick up the Purple Worm and be able to get a big gold advantage, and now going to be able to look to siege to stop their structures just being destroyed.
Yeah, just melting. Xiu has made it to 4 items somehow. As Lucid, that's a Cataclysm. Lahens is just dead. All right, that's what you do, I guess, when you finish the Rabadon's Death Cap on your Orianna. You just throw your Jarvan at him.
Yeah, and Lahens had Flash. Wanted to save it. Didn't want to have to burn that powerful engage tool defensively.
Well, public execution coming on down here, but Kingen spends some time in the sky and regrets his decision. Calix looking for an opportunity, though, as Showmaker. He is not afraid. This time going golden at the right time, and this time his team is there to defend. He will go down, but he'll take that for a Nexus trade any day of the week. As DK, it was a long one. It was a slog, but they're still able to take game number 1 in this best of 5 series. up against Nongshim. Calyx, pretty heroic in this game, I have to say, but it wasn't, unfortunately, enough. So many good angles with his ulti. I don't think we saw one of them miss. Kind of looked targeted when he was playing, as aiming still able to do more damage than Showmaker in this game, as the Ezreal just kind of... This is a bit of fun, because Tristana is one of the only champions that can match wave clear with a Sivir. Zeri can't. However, she will be able to do a lot of things in team fights, and aiming has been pretty happy on the Zeri thus far. Don't feel like you've got like Wolf sitting at home saying, ah yes, this is the Zeri angle, because I do think that there are ways to get towards her, especially if your Xin Zhao is able to set up the knock-up, things like that. Then they pile on the CC from there. Annie generally will be able to find the point-and-click CC to hold her in position if that cleanse is on cooldown, or if she's taken it at all, as of course a lot of our Zeris have opted for the Ghost. Teams, especially in the Rise group, but D+, they're good at these champs. We'll see whether they can make them work. The problem is, Jiu hasn't necessarily pumped out a lot of damage. That has been a little bit of a sore spot here for Nongshim. And the Ghoulie wall comes down. Jiu going to connect there, and they do just get the flash out. Lucid able to safeguard his way to safety. Oh, that's another one, need a Thesaurus. It's all right, Jiu going to chase down King in here. Thumbs up comes on through. And he's just going to be forced to walk as far as possible. Q connects, and Lucid comes on through. There's the auto, and doesn't even die to the turret. You like to see it. As Lahen's able to headbutt his way out of danger, but not able to avoid the grand entrance. So holding the wave, almost just dying as Jiu now finding a lot of damage, is aiming. Yeah, you are dead, buddy. And Lahen's just baited him into it. You saw him delay a little bit there as Beryl is rotating over, does get the knock-up onto Lahen's, only level 4 is Jiu. Yeah, he's going to put him between worlds, and he doesn't like being there. He is just going to go to the other world, though. Gets that 50 gold from the Tibbers as Gideon looking to make it happen again. Early flash comes through from Showmaker, but I don't think that's going to be enough to save him. And down he will go. Another good gank from Gideon in mid.
Yep.
And so far, has been doing very well. As Hex Flash over here from Lahen's, as Lucid picks up one of the grubs and will be able to back his way out. Beryl now looking a little worse for wear, as the rest of Nongshim are grouped up. Possible angle here. Let's see what they can actually get, as Lahen's on the level 5, so is Beryl though. As we get a reset on this grub, Xiu looking for an angle, and they want to turn. Still a lot of damage coming on through there, and Xiu trying to go between the worlds. My god, the burst damage is obscene! And now aiming is able to explode and pick up that kill. The King is fantastic. Xiu gonna go down towards that top side as Beryl just battle dances his way to safety.
Straight line sort of guy.
Yeah, well, Q going to connect here as Gideon just gets rid of Lucid, or at least attempts to, but the battle dance comes down. Beryl holding Gideon in place. The Lee Sin Rakan combo working out so well. Kingen, use the maiden. Let her try and save you. The answer was Lucid not quite able to tank this one up. They want Beryl to come on over, and he is looking to lock this one down. Sheer will be able to get on top. There is the knock-up. Between Worlds comes on through, and Kingen is very dead. Lahen's with a bit of a wraparound play here. Is Jiu? Why? Never mind. I mean, they should be able to kill Showmaker here, so Jiu using his health bar as a resource, something like that, and Showmaker is very dead.
Yeah. The little frog, you see just next at the top of
I like
screen.
yeah, the frog's fantastic. I like it.
This was pretty nicely played, honestly. They go for a little bit of burst, disengage, drop the tower aggro, let it reset, and the Beryl comes in, and he knows Kingen has flash, so he goes for a W angle where he's like, you know, trying to make it a short W where if he flashes, potentially he's still going to get caught out. Kingen just holds his flash. He's like, I'm dead anyway. They have Aurora ult and stuff.
Yeah, goes in, goes back up.
Holds the summoner. Here, this was kind of a situation where there's a cow behind you. And Showmaker's like, you know what? I'm just going to keep running.
Jiu also got kind of trolled by minions as well, so just looked a little bit desperate when he was getting out of the way of that turret.
Showmaker got the wave though, so, you know, he'll take it.
As Lahen's going to show up. This next plate is going to fall, but I don't know whether they're getting the turret. And so, as you can see, first turret blood does go over to Nongshim. Xiu heading between the worlds here momentarily, as Kingen is just having a horrible time.
Kingen, great read on the play to get out. Oh!
Aiming is ulting, looking for an angle onto Jiu here. And actually, with that damage coming on through, Lucid turning up. Jiu's not going to be able to help take down this wave, even though there's no cannon. So this does guarantee the outer turret in mid does go down, holds that gold lead at about 2.8k as Gideon now going to get charmed up and kicked back and destroyed. Aiming gets another one.
And there's a lot of threats on D+ who are very strong right now.
Jiu going to try and look for some boomerang action here as there's a nice knock-up onto Beryl. They do get the feats of strength, though, and Beryl can battle dance. So with Showmaker moving down, he is A-OK. Extendo beam on the Calyx is going to deter him from moving any further forward. Yeah. I like how it's like, it's double usage. As now Lucid going to go in, look for Lehans. Good double knock-up there from Beryl, but there's not a whole lot of other people moving over outside of Xiu. But there are a lot of Nongshim members that were ready to rotate up, so I like just playing a little bit more defensively. But as you can see, they're defending this monopoly of vision that they have towards the bottom side of the map. And with 7 seconds to go, it should guarantee. Oh, I like it, though. All right, Lucid going to throw down the Rift Herald here. Shelly wanting to get in on that action. See whether Lucid does drive it towards this inner turret or whether he goes somewhere else. There it is. Going to be picked up. He is heading towards a little bit of a dangerous...
he's going
this
mid.
Is so cute.
Oh,
never mind. Gives himself a thumbs up.
No, I don't think he deserved that. No cream barbecue for you, Lucid.
Hey, wait, but the minion wave does get here. They might be able to get some... Never mind. It was just kind of a mistake. The Maiden is going to go down. No tea parties for her. As aiming... Oh, dear. Okay, Realm Warp is going to get shown back in the dark. He is just instantly dead.
He just teleports out!
Yeah, and he's gone.
Oh, my God.
I don't know, man. All right, Calyx is going to throw a bear at aiming. He's going to survive that. Beryl looks to try and knock up said bear. Oh, that was the silliest thing I've ever seen. So funny. Also, the fact that he was teleporting... no, okay, it would be silly if he teleported to a minion that was like right there.
It was just as funny the second time.
It was.
Honestly.
Wait, that's not a replay, is it? Okay, never mind. Kingan's dead again. As Calyx is now getting ganked by aiming. Oh, the redemption power here from Beryl. As Calyx is going to die, it's just whether he can take anyone with him. And the answer is not for now, as Lehans, yeah, you're going to have to get yourself out of there, buddy. Aiming is actually really starting to do some damage.
It's been all D+, and now with the other crown secured, 2 dragons in pocket.
Showmaker's done. Like, he's PvE. As Headbutt Pulverize onto Beryl. And he is able to get himself out of there.
Keeps repeating that he'll be the bait.
Yeah. Lucid's in the Ghoulie wall. Boomerang Blade going to connect there is now Xiu. Can he actually get over and affect this one?
It's a lot of damage.
It is. Should be the Dragon going towards Nongshim because DK have decided 2 inner turrets, maybe an inhibitor turret, is probably worth the trade for your first Drake in the game.
Yeah, turrets are pretty good.
Well, there's a double knock-up from Beryl. The jump scare from this Rakan. And now aiming uses the Ghoulie wall to keep himself safe. Beryl doing his favorite thing here. And out goes Lucid. Not going to quite find the kickback there, but I don't think that Nongshim have much left in the tank. And if you make them look a little silly, but aiming's still alive, the outcome will still be the same as Xiu is going to be able to put him down. 3 dead on the side of Nongshim.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll need to do some hand-to-hand combat. Maybe he will build a something else. As Lucid goes in, that's and then out, and then back in again, and then is unceremoniously destroyed. Teleport in from Xiu, who's just bouncing around the fight. A lot of AoE damage, but DK may have gone a bit of a step too far. Never mind. Just you.
You know, I talked about how I saw... Oh, no, that one's...
Okay. Well, Lehans is not necessarily the one they want to engage on, as he does get kicked back anyway. Uses the ulti, but he's still dead. Unfortunately, the will is unbreakable.
Oh, no, Kingan, no.
Oh, no, he immediately flashes out Kingan and teleports in this game. Oh, it has only been a mess. As now Lucid is going to be able to get on top of him, the Flash Room Prison, and he is definitely in prison there. The Shoveler goes down.
You know, it's been a long time since you could cancel teleport.
It's like, dude, do I just need to be this close? It's going to be fine, right? It was not fine. So sad as well.
Like deer?
Yeah. Oh, Xiu's on the flank, but maybe he's getting flanked as he just bounces to the rest of his team. Good knock up there from Beryl to make sure that Xiu's going to be okay. Boomerang Blade starting to hurt with 3 items on the Sivir. But Nongshim lose interest once again. 7,000 gold as Calyx. Alcove Gaming is sometimes the last resort that you have to rely on.
If they look for him. I mean, you would say, why would they? But we've seen people look before.
Oh dear. Well, let's see whether Xiu can get him. No, he's dead.
Nice.
That's going to
nice.
be Gio that
so
locks
much
that down.
gold.
That's, yeah, 1.1k, something like that. Is it worth the inhibitor turret?
Yeah. And on the opposite side of the map from where the dragon's going to spawn in 3 minutes.
I feel like you're just being a contrarian. I'm looking at that Rebel Baron power play, and that says Nongshim did good.
Wait, Beryl didn't face check?
Hang on.
Who is this man?
What is this game? Aiming, he's going to just ult, and Calix is down to 50% before he can do anything. One more auto would need to come in as Aiming flashes away. Lahan's unable to get on top of him, but down goes Beryl as Xiu into the back line where he really enjoys spending time, and I feel like Aiming just baited 2 people to die. So, right? Because if they have to go back... Oh no, Lahan's might get caught out of position here as well. Does have that level 2 ulti now, gets the headbutt back onto Lucid, who finds the flash kick and manages to pick off Calix. I don't know whether he's necessarily the target, but he has a GA! Gideon has to flash away, the Civ is already dead, and DK actually thought it 3 steps ahead. Kingin now gonna get flashed on by Showmaker. He loves flashing over base gates, by the way. And it was all just a cunning ruse, a bait and switch, and it will earn DK match point in this best of 5. And I can't believe they outthought them.
Done in a D+ fashion, right? There's some goofiness, there's some shenanigans, but at the end of the day, they come together and they take this series to match point, crushing Gio, crushing Calix, a great kick from Lucid, and they're 1 away from playoffs. There's some goofy plays like Showmaker, just a realm warping into the Spade, and yet they're still so far ahead right now of Nongshim, and even when Nongshim are like, it just feels like they're Nongshim are sweating, and D+ are singing payphone. That is what this... But the Ziggs functionally does the same thing. When you engage on a target, he presses R on top.
Yep.
As the follow-up. The
and
Bard is a great pick.
Presses R on top of that,
yeah.
And then the R from the Ziggs doesn't do anything.
Yeah. So I think the Bard was
Lilia was obviously the choice. As Xiu having a giggle.
Oh.
Thinking about just being a Viking.
It's actually such an insane Olaf angle, I feel.
Wait, isn't Viking a verb, actually? So he's a Norseman, and you can be a Norse Viking. You can go, like, I think they use it that way. I watched a weird Viking video on YouTube yesterday. As Olaf will actually be the lock-in. We will have the Olaf versus Cassante on the top side of the map. Xiu with counterpick and putting it to work. We'll see whether it is going to work once again here for Xiu, having a fantastic day out on the Aurora, even though that was blind picked and still worked out. This time it's the Olaf. We'll see whether it is going to find the value here on the verge of a 3-0 to bring them to the playoffs. We're going to Runeterra. It's time to get onto the Rift here. Game number 3. And he does a pirouette while he does it, which just feels even more frustrating because he looks like he's having such a good time making your life terrible.
Yep.
Oh, dear.
Annoying.
Yep. As Xiu, oh dear, the ghost has been popped, but Kingin finding some angles, and it's a solo for the Cassante! Xiu just getting outplayed. And that's also the smite going over to Gideon, gets the big raptor as well as DK. All of a sudden they're behind. Well, this is not great. Sidestepping a anchor is quite difficult, as Xiu going to be able to satchel him back. Undertow, let's see what Xiu can actually do as he does hit low health. Doesn't have flash, of course, but needs to land the Undertow fadeaway jump shot and goes underneath the bouncing bomb from just straight up losing a 1v1 to winning a 1v2.
How could things...
Does get the heal for the extra movement speed from Beryl, but the satchel to bring him out. Beryl does have flash available, but the all-out is going to come on through. Beryl finally gets hit by that Q. Gideon, in the meantime, is taking down the dragon, and Nongshim back on the horse.
Yeah. Oh no, oh no.
Oh god, the Destiny comes through. Showmaker turns up with no blue stuff at all. Lahan's is dead. There is no way that he can get out. Even the bowling ball connects. Oh, and they can deliver this kill over to Aiming as well. Dragon secured, and the kill goes over, and the pendulum, it do be swinging.
Speaking of being able to do things.
Well, they're going to try for the grubs, because the dragon worked out so well, as DK going to come on over and see whether they can contest. Lucid in the area, but it looks like Gideon might be starting off a fight. Bowling ball going wide. The Cassante getting down here first, but the Olaf is in tow. Xiu just running in, presses the Ragnarok button. We'll see whether DK can actually offer him some assistance. He's now running, but he is going to die as Calix goes to sleep. Not a time for a nap, my friend, and he will be going down. Beryl surviving for so long with the Eclipse, but it's not actually going to achieve anything. And now Aiming running to the back of this pit. And I think he will have to flash to get himself out of the way. The Q is going to miss. He flashes eventually. Calix for 2 though, and the Grubs going over to Nongshim. In fact, all 3 of them, I'd say, a force to be reckoned with. First item still coming on in here as the depth charge down onto Beryl. Lucid should be the target as everyone's getting sleepy. Solarflare connects onto Calix as he gets lit on fire and taken down. And without the Cassante here, Nongshim are just not that strong. And I don't know about that particular satchel. Gives a poor Beryl closer to Lehens. And in he goes, down goes Lehens. And he's
your comp is gonna lack sustained damage. He is the only real sustained damage champion in your entire team comp, and he might just die again.
DK, they know their job, and their job is kill Calix. And they do get the ulti out of him. He didn't have flash. And DK, I think, pretty happy with the fact that the ult's now on cooldown.
Now coming in.
Yeah, looking for the Dragon Hook going to come on through, but it's on to Beryl. Mega Inferno Bomb not going to find too much joy at all as now Lucid spinning around, but doesn't quite find the value here as now Calix dealing with this Viking who will be taking him down. Gideon going to be next on the menu as Kingin being held in place here by Showmaker. You mentioned being kited, and that's exactly what happened. All of their money is just dealing with this guy trying to play poker.
Snap back into the Olaf space, and it feels like they get that initial target pretty easy.
Well, now you've got the Ragnarok coming on through here as Kingin gets hit by an undertow, but I think she was just dead. Yep, the redemption going to be late once again. It was better timed than last time, though.
Yeah.
And then she moves towards the bottom side of the map before going back and buying any items. Of course, Kingin hasn't bought in a while as well, although obviously it's been relatively recent. Indeed, actually has the Merc Treads, which is what he just picked up, but gets 460 for that one.
A lot in this game.
Oh, Beryl taking a fair bit of damage, but now looking for an angle here as Shiu just going to be running into Gideon. Lands the axes, the Destiny comes on through, and Gideon is just dead. No chance to do anything at all. And Mega Inferno Bomb not going to be enough to grab that kill. Well, Beryl is going to try and pick up a Jiu, who is going to get slowed down. Bowling Ball connects. The curtains have already been called as Lehens has to stand in front. Beryl takes a lot of damage from the Mega Inferno Bomb as Gideon standing in front, but the Deadly Flourish connects. Calix does not. And Lucid is just pirouetting around the back of this team fight. Beryl has his health bar at 50. That's his comfort zone. And Calix having to limp his way out once again. It is just Jiu that dies. But DK still with so much control.
Oh no.
Jiu is not afraid of very much at all, is he?
You can't recall for so long if the Bowling Ball hits or the passive of the Leandries.
Yep. Yeah, King in.
He has Ghost.
Well, that is going to be a very, very fast Twisted Fate. Does find the gold card. And then...
Oh, nice knockout.
Not going to be out of Destiny out of this one.
And Calix gets the kill. Yeah, he's up in 13. They're going to be there to fight if they want, but they might be able to get the Dragon in time where they can deny Lucid access.
Well, Lich Bane also does come through, so that is a decent spike for the Twisted Fate as well. But this Dragon is going down so incredibly quickly. Shiu on a ward. Lehens doesn't find the anchor. The teleport is going to come in. Even if they don't get the Drake, they're committed to the fight. As Shiu now in amongst it. Gold card already primed. As King in, the raid boss himself, but he cannot take that much damage. Still, Calix gets into the back line. It's massive, and King in is even surviving. It's absolute insanity. They take down the magic damage dealers as Shiu. I just don't think he's going to be able to do this one. He gets on top of Jiu, but he is going to get taken down. It's another couple of kills for Kingin, and the king of 2022 is back once again. 7-0-2. Too much damage from that tower. Still, Arakan is going to be taken here. The tempo that you can gain is just massive as Showmaker looking for the angle. Solarflare going to connect there as well as Jiu being punished. He will die. But what is going to happen on the other side? And the answer is Aiming is very dead. That W Flash was sick, and so is going to be able to hold Kingin in place for just long enough to escape. But now it's a very awkward fight. Lehens caught off to the side, but does have Gideon playing bodyguard. His health bar, he's still burning, and Lucid does manage to grab that kill. As now Kingin going down so low, he flashes on top of Beryl, who immediately stuns him with that Shield of Daybreak, finds the max range on the Zenith Blade, and now into the back line they go. It is Lucid going down though, as now Calix dives in and dies immediately, unceremoniously, and DK find the lead once again. Unable to do anything to Kingin. Beryl is going to come on over. The Redemption coming on in as Beryl looking to try and position so that he blocks any Glacial Prisons. But that's just a bouncy castle for Lucid, and I don't think he's going to be able to dance his way out of this one. Never mind. I tell a lie. He certainly can dance his way out of this one. It's fine.
It just doesn't work as well as anymore, you know?
Yeah. Well, Kingen might be bearing the brunt of that one, as there's the all-out onto Xiu, and Kingen, I just don't think he's going to be able to do anything about this. Does sidestep, and the undertow's starting to come on through as soon as these axes land. Buddy's buying so much time. The Baron has been started. Showmaker with full information of what's going on here, and Nongshim don't have the damage to do this.
Yeah, they need Yone on it yesterday.
Yeah. And Calyx does get over there, but now the Baron has done a bit of damage. The flash forward from Showmaker onto Jiu does have the satchel. That's going to get him to relative safety, but the stun onto Calyx lasts for a year. The curtains have been called. Jiu having to play DDR and is going to be able to do so for now as he flashes to get himself out of the way. Another satchel to save his life. But it's not going to save Calyx. He's dealing with a guy with cards and a guy with deadly flourish. This is Aiming's best Jhin game of his life, by the way.
Oh, Calyx, nowhere to go.
No, he's like, my soul, it must return. And he kind of wishes that it didn't have to. As Showmaker will be able to finish him off here. It's going to take a little while. The wildcards are going to do it. And this is what we were talking about, the messy League of Legends. That's how D+ are going to win this game.
They're TPing in, but it's 3 tanks. Kingen has to do so much. He doesn't have ult available.
Yep, Showmaker is now going to make his way back in as well as Gideon is going to be the target. Can Kingen do it? He has the support of Baron as well, but he flashes away into the waiting arms of Showmaker as the Baron is also going to be taken. Well, Showmaker's dead because Kingen goes all out and kills him, but now he's on the wrong side of the map against a Baroned up DK. And Lucid doesn't land the bowling ball. Man, Kingen is actually, he's playing his heart out right now, but unfortunately, 1v9 is not often a way to win the game. D+, not exactly feeling stress-free. CV Max hasn't been there as long as Bengi. That's why Bengi looked very zen. He's like, I'm used to this. This is my life. CV Max is like, what's going on? It's okay. You'll get used to it. As all right, Lucid looking for a bit of an angle here as Kingen did want to find something. Calyx gets a knock up onto Xiu, but he's not feeling too worried about that one. Solar Flare not doing too much. Showmaker pulling the trigger. They haven't really found a full commit yet. As Gideon wanting to get a Glacial Prison. Pretty split on the DK side as the sleep does come down. Doesn't get a massive amount of value as Jiu taken down so incredibly low, but the bowling ball is going to miss. No one dead just yet. But this Ziggs is so low, and he's so important to get things done.
Okay.
As all right, let's see whether this Baron is going to work out. Nongshim feeling strong with their ult advantage. All flashes available as well as Showmaker on a ward. The curtain call comes through. They are softening them up as Beryl gets on in there. Xiu just wandering towards the back line as they dive on top of Aiming. He survives for a little while longer, but it doesn't work out. Still Xiu is dead as Lucid trying to survive. Xiu can't get it done though, and Showmaker sort of the last bastion of hope, but the Baron will be secured. And Kingen doesn't find the Q. Lucid runs so fast, you're just not going to be able to catch up to Bambi. And DK get out with 2, but the Baron is done for Nongshim in exchange for just the Ziggs. Continuing the push towards his top side of the map.
Wait, this is with the Ziggs as well. They can take this so fast.
Yeah, they certainly will. Lehens may die for it as she was wrapping around wanting to pick up these minions as Lehens wants to redeem himself. And does manage to get that health back, but that last bullet is going to be enough. They're just racing to end this game. As Kingen is on these turrets, they need to keep that minion alive as the flash forward from Showmaker. He's not tagged. Jiu going to get taken down unceremoniously again. And Kingen is now the target. He goes all out, but he may be all out of options as Showmaker will survive. And it's a double for the Olaf. Oh, the base race was a bridge too far here for Nongshim. Still maybe the right choice, to be honest. And the Rebel Baron power play tells me still worth it. Yeah, they just don't have enough minions.
Yeah, it's gone.
As Beryl's still going in. I wouldn't recommend it. He is going to try and make his way out. The ulti collects 2 of them. Beryl is going to go down as Calyx somehow survives. It was so close to them picking it up as the Mega Inferno Bomb is going to be picked up too, but there are minions still here. The Nexus is exposed and Lucid. He goes gold and the Lich Bane from Showmaker. And we told a lie. DK just walk up and win the game.
Of attending Worlds.
We'll see whether they can make it. There are still a lot of very difficult opposition to take down. Is it just Lucid? You just put a cross or a tick over mid and jungle and get them to
in that moment and say this is what everyone should have done, but in the moment it's really hard to say.
What? I guess Xiu was hitting King in a lot that game, but how did he do that much damage?
Yeah.
I didn't see that
I mean,
much.
it's crazy because I actually think this was such this was a game Olaf could have absolutely 1v9'd and it would have been the easiest POM ever.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie.
just kind of ran into them a couple of times.
Yeah.
Lucid is going to pick up player of the match. I think it was him or Showmaker. I don't really mind.
I personally think Showmaker wins play of the match for the Realm Warp into the shovel.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the full team interview translation with the winners of the final round of the play-ins, D plus Kia. Please welcome Shiu, Lucid, Showmaker, Aiming, and Beryl. First off, let's talk to Shiu. The legend group 5th place, Nongshim Red Force, had nothing on you guys as you defeated them to head over to the playoffs. How do you feel? You know, against Nongshim, we had such a crucial match today, and winning is just such a huge relief. I think I'll just come back stronger and well prepared for our next match. And in Game 3, as your last pick, you picked Olaf, and the camera actually caught you smirking. So what mindset did you have to pick him? I just felt like in the best of fives, you know, our coaching staff told me and instructed me that I should actually practice some Olaf. And I think we saw an angle for Game 3, but I don't think it went as well as I expected. I feel a little regretful. And after your debut this year, you're going to your first playoffs. So how excited are you? You know, next match, I just really want to keep on going. I feel like Shiu is getting better and better at doing interviews. Please give it up for Shiu. And Lucid against Nongshim today. Did you expect such a one-sided victory? I think our team is great. I thought we would be able to win as long as we show up with our average performance. You know, following the last match, you are the POM once again. Seems like you had great synergy with your team, and over time, you know, we can feel that your form is elevating. So what did you do to make this happen? In-game, you know, not only Shu, but everyone else makes it so easy for me to play out the game. So I think that's what really enables me to play well. And what is your mindset for the playoffs? I think we just clawed ourselves up to make it to the playoffs. And in the playoffs, I want to make sure that we can do our best and show our best performance. You know, you got a POM and you got to go to the playoffs. So is there any ceremony that you can show us? Congratulations once again. Thank you. And Showmaker. You know, D plus Kia since the LCK promotion had never missed the playoffs. And you made it yet again. So how do you feel? First of all, I think since our team has always made it to the playoffs, it just felt a little strange, and we just learned how difficult it is to start from the rock bottom, and I'm just really glad that we're able to make it. And after the last win against OKC Vingsing Brian, you were doing a praying pose for your ceremony, and we could tell how badly you wanted to make it to the playoffs. So, can you tell us how desperate you were and why? You know, in my mind, the only thing on my mind was, you know, that it's the end if we lose, and I just really wanted to not miss the playoffs. And since the LCK was split in groups, there's a lot of talk about being either the head of the dog or a tail of a lion. So, did you prove yourself as the head of the dog? You know, we were against the tail of a lion today. And I guess
이제 용 그룹의 많은
being the dog, I think we did pretty well for being a dog.
최선 다해보도록 하겠습니다.
And now in the playoffs, the only remaining teams, most of the teams will be the legend group teams, so we'll just have to do our best. And now that you made playoffs, you need to climb higher. So what mindset do you have?
정말 간절하게 잘 팀원이나 선수단
You know, we were just so desperate.
좋은 성적
Our whole team
하도록 하겠습니다.
really want to repay our fans' support by playing and performing well. And Amy, you took the last ticket for the playoffs. How do you feel? Yeah, it feels amazing to win. And even greater and better that we were able to go to the playoffs. You know, the bot matchup being the key was today's general consensus. So in today's matchup, what did you try to prioritize? I feel like every lane really mattered a lot. And so I tried to focus on winning my lane. There's a news. It looks like T1 has selected D plus Kia. And you guys will meet T1 against in the playoffs round 1. Did you expect that? You know, in the end, we'll just have to win. So no matter who our opponent is, we will face them with confidence. And so for T1, what do you have to say? As much as you guys picked us, we'll try to win. We look forward to some spicy plays by D plus Kia. Beryl, you have advanced to the playoffs. How do you feel? You know, this was the elimination match. And that 3-0 feels amazing. And in an interview before today's match, you mentioned that against Nongshim, you cannot fall behind the top, mid, and support matchup. So did you think that you stuck with the plan today? You know, for other lanes, the rest of the lanes, even when they were starting off in a bad matchup, I think we did a really good job today in general. And so you will face T1. What mindset will you play? You know, when it comes to T1, they've been playing exceptionally well from rounds 3 to 5, and I think we just have to be at the top of our form to defeat them. Thank you very much, Beryl. And lastly, as the team captain, Showmaker, so many fans had your back today. What would you like to say to your fans? Thanks to all of your support, I think we were able to win so convincingly. And now that we are against T1, I want to make sure that we are well prepared so that we can pull off another victory. And that's the end of the interview with D plus Kia. I'm back to the space. Thank you.